Hey everyone, my name is Maya and I am the Allergic Chick. Welcome to my channel all about living with severe food allergies. If you're new here, I post brand new videos every Wednesday evening, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you're notified of any brand new videos. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about hidden allergens, specifically nuts, in alcohol. So I've planned to do this video for a little while, but I want to give a huge shout out to Vampire Gal 616 who asked for a video specifically on hidden allergens, so big thank you to you. And just a reminder, if there's any specific content that you want me to make, please leave a suggestion in the comments area. So there are quite a few alcoholic drinks that do contain nuts, but unfortunately it's never particularly clear. So I wanted to make this video to help other nut allergy sufferers and to warn them of the different alcohols that do contain nuts, to try and make sure that you're making the safest decisions when you're out. So for a long time I didn't realise that certain alcohol did contain nuts. So I'm going to do a rundown of the top alcoholic drinks that do contain nuts. Please note that this is not a definitive list of all the alcohol that contains nuts. I've just mainly focused on the most common ones that you come across in bars and clubs. So the first one is gin. So not all gin contains nuts, but there are so many gin brands that use almonds. So they'll either use almonds, almond oil, or the gin will be distilled in almonds. So if you are allergic to almonds, please make sure that you are triple checking if you ever decide to drink any gin. For me personally, I just avoid gin because of this. Many of the most popular gin brands do actually contain almond. So brands like Bombay Sapphire and Beefeater both contain almond. So to stay on the safe side, I would just avoid it if you're not sure, or make sure that you are really triple checking. The second alcohol that does contain nuts is amaretto. So this again contains almonds. After doing a little bit of research, I've realised that not all amaretto does contain almonds, but most of them do. So definitely it would be another one to avoid if you are allergic to almonds. So a popular one is Disaronno, which I avoid. And if you are allergic to almonds, I would advise that you avoid this too. Another big one to avoid is a liquor called Frangelico. So Frangelico is made from hazelnuts. It's not one that is super common, but I have noticed it on cocktail menus in bars before. Same for another liquor called Nocello, which is made from walnut and hazelnut, and Dumont, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, which is made from pistachio. So all of these three could potentially be used in cocktails. So if you are ordering a cocktail, please make sure to check which liquors are being used. And if it is Frangelico, Amaretto, Nocello, Dumont, or any other liquor that you're not sure of, just avoid it, as these may contain nuts. I would definitely advise to be wary of cocktails. This is because when you go to a cocktail bar, they tend to use the same shakers without washing in between each drink. So if someone before you orders a cocktail with Frangelico in it, and then you go to order something after and it's used in the same shaker and not rinsed out properly, there is a chance of a cross-contamination reaction. If you are in a position where you can communicate to the bar staff effectively and ask them to wash out thoroughly the cocktail mixer, and you feel safe that they understand, then you can maybe think about ordering a cocktail. But for me personally, I tend to just avoid cocktails because sometimes it's quite hard to communicate effectively and clearly to bar staff because of noise levels, and I really don't want to be having an allergic reaction on a night out. It's the same thing for any spirit and mixer that you may choose to order. So many pubs and bars don't tend to rinse out the spirit measure between drinks. So again, it introduces that chance of cross-contamination. I had a serious allergic reaction because of this. So now I just avoid any kind of mixed drink, and I stick to things like beer and wine if I'm out in a bar or a club. The only time where I might order a spirit and a mixer is if I can see that they are free pouring the alcohol and I'm 100% sure of the spirit itself and the fact that it doesn't contain any nuts. But from my experience, most bars and clubs tend to measure out the spirits with a spirit measure, so I just avoid these drinks on a night out. Sometimes when you're out and you've had a few to drink, you can become a little less cautious with these things, but always remain vigilant. And if you aren't sure that your drink doesn't contain nuts, do not drink it and order something else. Another thing to be wary of if you do decide to order a cocktail is the cocktail cherries, or I think it's called a maraschino cherry. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it's those cherries that they put on top of cocktails. So through doing some research for this video, I actually found out that some of these cherries, these cocktail cherries, are actually infused with an almond extract. So I would say it's best to avoid these cocktail cherries on a night out as well. If I'm ever at a bar or a house party and I'm unsure of a drink's ingredients, I go online and I check this. And if I can't find a clear answer, I avoid that drink completely. Remember that your life is more important than an alcoholic drink. So please, please be careful and choose something else that you're confident is safe for you. I mentioned this in a previous video, but a few months ago I went to a house party where everyone was drinking this drink called Tequila Rose. I'd never heard of this before, but I have drank tequila safely, but I thought I'd better double check the ingredients. I checked on the bottle and I couldn't find anything, which I think is really, really bad, and I really think that companies should be adding ingredients labels to alcoholic drinks. Then I went online to their website and I couldn't find anything. Then I found on the Tesco website that the drink actually did contain nuts. So a few years ago, when I was younger and a bit more reckless, I might not have actually checked this and I might have just drunk this, which could have led to a very, very serious reaction. So always, always remain vigilant, and if you aren't sure, don't drink that drink. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I really hope that you are able to find some useful information about hidden allergens in alcohol. As always, if you do like my content, make sure to hit subscribe. I previously made a video about going on a night out with a food allergy, where I go into a bit more detail about what you should take and what you should consider on a night out. So you can check that video out over here, and make sure to hit subscribe too. Thanks again for watching, and stay safe.